Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hello, Fluffy. Hello, Will. Happy Sunday to y'all. Gonna be a little bit of a slower stream tonight. Or this afternoon. Gonna be a lot of time waiting on bread to proof. And so, yeah. Yeah, it is a bit echoey. And I know why now. There, is that better? That should be a little better. Still seeing myself a little bit. Well, no, it kicks right off after the tech. A few last minute changes. I started the stream a couple minutes later than I normally do because I forgot about the microphone over there not working until I was like ready to press start. And so I have done a very quick patch job to get that mic back to working, hence why I was echoing so much and why I've still got a little bit of a, but it's mostly in the attack. Still got the quickest attack I can do with it. I do have some odd noise going on in the background, unusual from the stream. I do have the dryer going. So that may be part of this. How's everyone's Sunday? I hope you're all doing lovely. Part of my plan later on today is to get everyone disagreeing with each other and disagreeing with me when I go ahead and fill this thing out. That's a little bit later while we're waiting on bread to proof. Or at least that's the plan. Hey, Zeeks. I don't know why I really pronounce your name with the Z, but I do. Nice. You were talking about having to redo all the arms and everything? Nice. I sort of figure as long as you're okay with it, and as long as you can understand me. Did I get any cream? I didn't think I got any cream. Nope. Ooh, I have an idea. Cheers, everyone. Nice. Ooh, need some more of that. Energy and relaxation juice. Best of both worlds. Well, at least when you don't have to be hugely productive. Uh-oh. Yep. And hey, I just happen to have a whole bunch of jambalaya already. What all am I doing for this? Oh, I thought I had this open already. Not that it's that far for me to get to. Now, see, I thought it was either gumbo had to be either all seafood or all meat, either all land or all sea. I could be completely wrong. You need some yeast. I'm just not a big seafood guy. There's too much in the sea that's just too icky for me. Like, it's a little like wanting to travel to Australia. I could live without the spiders and the deadly birds and all that craziness. Seafood, perfectly edible, perfectly good. I just look at things like the tongue-eating louse, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good without seafood. And if there's a land version of that animal, please just don't ruin my life. Up there with my collection of bottles that I seem to never return. Some things you just like. Throughout my entire life, I've been having troubles just returning bottles. I don't know why. As soon as I had a vehicle with my parents, it became my task to return bottles, even though I don't know why my mom's going to the supermarket. But anyways, so I would always get all these bottles, I would always collect them up, and I had a small little pickup to start off with, and I'd just fill up the back of the truck with bottles before I ever go. Am I still too echoey for people? I'm not sure where I'm getting all of this echo from, if I am. It's seeming a little bit echoey to me. Maybe the whole laundry, though, because I'm not seeing it. Other than the initial attack, when I first say something, it's the initial attack is hitting on the stove, but as soon as the ducking comes in, the rest of it should be nice and clear. It's just the initial attack of me saying the initial first word. Maybe I should put the hold that a little bit longer on that filter. There, we'll make it a 2-second release instead of. I just added a 1-second release. It's really weird how, like I said, OBS is not great at audio in itself, and I'm largely using the built-in audio stuff from OBS. I'm starting to try and move out from that and get some better stuff for doing this, but a lot of that jumps into doing hardware and redoing everything yet again. Which I'm not going to do. I'm not replacing a couple $100 audio setup with a couple $1,000 audio setup anytime soon. Sorry. So we got our yeast and water doing their thing there, at least to start off. We're going to need some flour. There, that ends the dryer. Approximately 3 1/3 cups of flour there. Pinch of salt in there for flavor. And we're going to need some olive oil in here. Good thing I just bought some olive oil. Come on, pull tab. Come on, pull tab. Yeah. And of course, it's a metal top underneath it that is going to make me annoyed about this bottle every time I use it. We're using a 1/4 cup of olive oil here. Yeah, we want to turn that down a little bit. We need to work on the effectiveness of this. Yeah, I can't really do that right now. We'll just turn it down a little bit. Waiting on that to wake up a little bit more. We've got some foam going here. Obviously, woken up a little bit. What else am I forgetting in here? Is there anything else in this interesting recipe? Oh, there's a pinch of sugar. I should have thrown that in with the yeast earlier. Oh, it's a tablespoon. That ought to make those yeasties happy. Alright, now I'm going to pour this yeast in with the flour. Spatula and get all that yeast that's stuck to the sides and all the sugar in the bottom. This is the new playlist again. New since the beginning of the year. I played it 3 or 4 times though. Yes, please let me know if you have any that are good, bad. That didn't quite work. threw that into my open hand, like my open hand was going to catch that for somehow. I did spend a little bit more time ordering this list so that it's a little bit slower when I'm likely doing coffee. Again, a little more active now. Just saying that, going from that nice active song to this is a bit slow now. I think we're going to move this one down in the playlist a bit here. And Did it just repeat this song? Hey, Kip. Welcome, welcome. Doing my heck of a knead job on this dough tonight. What's been the game lately? Hopefully work hasn't been keeping you from that. Awesome. Yeah, actually, I think I caught you playing DayZ not too long ago. I'd imagine with a game like that, it sort of gets to the point where you either get the absolute diehards, which, even if they're horrible at it, they've been playing it forever. And so you sort of have to fight in even the base level is so elevated. Some of the old games. But I like the concept. I wish I had seen that game ages ago. I would have probably played that ages ago. As you can see, it's still tearing pretty easily as I bring my hand back. I don't know how much of that shows up on the camera. Maybe you should up the contrast on that a bit. And it's probably auto-focusing again. Yeah. Oh, hey. Wrong camera. The last update, I don't know if the fix really worked for me, but they actually put up an alert there. If you read it, they broke everyone's web links, and so you have to reconnect your web sources, or was it your window captures? Your Windows window captures are all broken now, and you have to reset those. Although in that same thing, they said once you set them, they should stay now. None of mine are staying. I expected my timer to keep working. And yeah, there's several things that I've I also said that I've been working on my audio a bit lately, and OBS is not the greatest at audio to begin with, and so then you're dealing with, and what I'm dealing with now is trying to find plugins, trying to write plugins to. Thank you for the follow. And yeah, the stuff that they're always a pain when it comes to streaming, because a lot of streaming is designed to be set it and forget it, and then, there's like 5 or 6 different things involved, and they all want to update and break things. I'm going to live with that. Welcome in, Cosmic. And we're going to allow that to do its thing here for an hour, hour and a half. Oh, hey. Would have been nice to There we go. Switch to that. Next things, we're going to do the olive salad for on top of this. Start off with a little sweet onion, which probably is not in most of these. In most cases, it's probably the deli taking these 2 jars and throwing them in a Vitamix or a what's the food processor of choice that they all have. The motor alone costs $500. Thank you, Cosmic.
Chef ya one wiggle, chef ya one heart.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate that resub. Oh, am I echoing over there too? No? Okay. Interesting. Got a couple of sprays there. So we're going to use my new toy tonight, which I got hidden over here. This is my new immersion blender slash chopper, which I'm actually astonished at how they're getting away with this. There is no locking mechanism for the top of this. It's just the weight of the machine on top of it. And this lovely thing, it'll detach from this. This is our main motor of that. And then I've also got like a whisk that attaches to this, or a whip that attaches to this. And I've also got an immersion blender, or chopper, that attaches to this. It's got a decently long cord here that I'm just noticing now. I mean, most appliances like this around the home, be lucky if they give you even 5 feet. That's a decent cord there. It stands like that too. That's nice. Anyways, we're going to give these olives a chop in here. fancy little plug, too. I gotta plug this in back here, though, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to chop this back here. But I guess I can do it like this, since I can do this. Hold it together. Not hugely loud either. Give that one more zap. They're at least all half now. If it was something other than pickles, I might worry about cleaning that up a bit more. Or olives, which, same difference. They're pickled. They're in brine. Excuse me, sorry. I thought I muted my mic there. I didn't. Alright. And then these, I'm not going to do the same thing with. I'm going to chop these by hand. But we've got onions and olives there so far. And then I have a jar of jardinera. If you're unfamiliar with jardinera, it's a mix of veggies that are pickled together. I'm not seeing much in the way of pimento or pepper. Oh, I guess there's a little bit down there. I tried to pick a bottle that had a bunch of goodies in it besides just cauliflower. Not to hate on cauliflower, but it's probably my least favorite veggie, and it's definitely my least favorite veggie in this jar. And it doesn't even want to come out of the jar. This thing already be growing. It'd already be poofing. There's a few large pieces in there, but otherwise, I think the rest of that's going to work. I've actually made jardinera on stream before. I typically use a bit more pepper in mine, though. Just fit in there somewhere. I gotta go through my door and get rid of some stuff. I'm gonna add some salt to that. Yes, even with the olives in there. We're gonna add some olive oil to this. And so this is just going to hang out and do its thing. Do I want to add any? Let's add some garlic into that. Some actual garlic in there. I've got fresh garlic. Let's add some actual garlic in there. I don't know if I want to add fresh garlic in there, though. Yeah, let's skip fresh garlic for that. Let's use garlic powder for that. Nice, Cosmic. Yeah, I've been needing to do that for quite a while, to be honest. Okay, so this is the loveliness we're going to put on our sandwich. Yeah. Let that just marinate and do its thing. We gotta wait on this bread for a bit while longer. Oh, coffee and... Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't recommend the combination of Italian giardiniera and coffee. Different times, different places, both delicious things. That's got to be a down mark for this one, though. That's a down mark for this. Where do I put the cord? Like, I might have to wrap it around it like I did my old one or something. I still haven't figured out where I'm putting this, so it's just going to hang out on top of the chest freezer for right now. But I think it's time we actually enter our just chatting phase of tonight's stream. Oops. Wasn't supposed to be there yet. I feel Zeke's. Alright, chat. So while we're waiting on things to proof, should start a timer for the proofing too. Where's my timer? Why is everything expanded? OBS, why are you giving me problems? Alright, where do we start in? our list tonight. I think actually the ones I should start with are the ones that I'm not really sure about, which is actually going to be mostly the chicken places. Like, I don't even know what that is. Maybe someone in chat can enlighten me on what that one is. Zaxby's I know of. I don't think I've ever been to. I think that goes for Witch Witch too. Okay. I'm gonna put this one bottom tier. I don't think I've ever had a pretzel from either of these joints that was worth time. They're only in malls, they're only in airports, they're only in places where they can catch people, you know, like buying an odds and end like thing or an odd snack at some odd time, or they catch them with cents, sort of like Cinnabon. And then they put him right next to Dairy Queen or Orange Julius, or... So yeah, I gotta put that one down pretty low. Let's see. I think we're going to have to go with DQ, especially the grill side. Grill side, we're definitely going C. Are we doing this for food? Are we doing this for food or for like everything on their menu? Because some of these things, like DQ, you can rate DQ as an ice cream shop, or you can rate it as a fast food place, largely depending on where you live too, because like they don't even have the grill thing in certain places, and like in the Midwest, a lot of DQs are seasonal or Quiznos. Oh, let's stick with. We have Krispy Kreme. I'm gonna put that next to DQ. Dunkin' Donuts is right there too. Panera. Panera was definitely a B, maybe even an A, like 5 to 10 years ago. Now it's definitely a B. I'm going to leave it a B for right now, but that's pushing C pretty strong there. Well, let's go with Cinnabon. Let's throw that. Yeah. Again, do I count it as the store, or do I count it as like the stuff you can buy in grocery? Like, I'm thinking of Cinnabon, and it's right there with the pretzel shops. It's something that I don't know if I know anybody that has ever been like, oh yeah, we go and get those every week for our house. Or it's a once in a while thing that catches people at the right time. And I love the smell. They look like nice shops when they're in the mall, but they're in the mall. They're in the airport. They're not going to be how often do you actually go to them? Not that I really go to anything on this entire list very often. I'm going to also probably get some people mad at me for this next one that I think I'm going to do here. Yeah. We're going to be taking Whataburger. And I'm really tempted to put it there. But I think it's going to be there. This is a big Texas thing. This is a big southern U.S. thing. They aren't throughout the whole U.S. They're sort of like In-N-Out. They're like Texas's In-N-Out. Except I sort of think of them closer to a Hardee's than I do In-N-Out. Like, they really reminded me of Hardee's. I've been there once or twice. And straight up reminded me of Hardee's. Like, let's see here. Steak and Shake. Yeah. A&W, I'm going to want to give A&W so much of a better rating than everyone else probably in the world, because I have memories as a kid of going to A&W and getting like frosty glass mug root beer floats, which I doubt was a very big thing outside of. And yeah, so I'm actually gonna put like their food I'd actually put them with, they're right here. Like, so this is definitely right there with Panera. These are both trying to push their way into C in my list, in my mind. I'm leaving the higher rated stuff for later. And to be honest, Dunkin' Donuts is probably a little bit higher on my list for that same thing. You just don't get coffee like Dunkin' Donuts coffee anywhere else. Whether you like it or different, it is different. And it's one of those things that every once in a while I get a little crave, like, give me some Dunkin'. And even, like, there's like one Dunkin' Donuts in Sonoma County. They're barely in California. They're mostly an East Coast company. But, I mean, definitely I was in college in the East Coast and all that stuff, so definitely had my past with that. So that's more nostalgia right there. And yeah, that really should probably be a C. We'll see. White Castle. It's got history. That's about all it's got going for it. Its sliders have history. That's about all. Their fries are horrible. I love the concept of those burgers, those little sliders, if they're done right. But yeah. Nope. Okay. Still getting too much echo on the stove. And it's like the initial attack, it's getting like everything I'm saying when I first start. Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna put so many of these so low. I want to put some of these so low. Do we have Chipotle on this list? We have Chipotle on this list. We're going to put those right next to each other, actually. Excuse me. Yeah. Chipotle, back when Steve Ellis, probably mispronunciating, CIA grad. I loved watching the start of that company, and I loved watching what they were doing with that company. I feel like he got the company sort of stolen away from him in those food illness scares. It's now being run by essentially the former CEO from Taco Bell is now running Chipotle. Yeah. I don't think Chipotle is near... I mean, Chipotle still puts out some damn good food. But I think when they started expanding their menu greatly, and yeah, they started losing my interest and started looking a little bit more poser-like than they are. But either way, and Taco Bell at the time started doing things that were fresher. I think they're on about even ground now. Other than Taco Bell is a heck of a lot more convenient than just everywhere I've seen. Chipotle, again, with these guys. Chipotle's in malls. It's in strip malls. It's usually somewhat, for me, out of the way places that I'm not going, like, I have to go there to go to Chipotle. I do. That said, this one is probably pushing this way, and this one's pushing this way, but they're still going to be on even ground in my mind. Where do we go next here? I'm go Raising Cane's that I just don't know them well enough. I know of them. I know they're decent chicken shop. I just haven't been to them. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you one thing off of their menu other than the fact that they're a chicken shop. So there's some chicken there. So unfortunately, I don't really have a good answer for that one. Chick-fil-A, sorry. I don't support political businesses like that. El Pollo Loco, yeah. I have not had anything I have ever liked. Oh, actually, I take that back. I was thinking it was something else. Actually, I'm going to take that back off. I'm going to think about that one a minute. Because that one deserves a bit more. Like, they do a lot of fresh chicken. They do a lot of fresh food. That's maybe Chipotle territory. It's the same thing. Like, every time I've seen one of them, it's in a location that I have to go special to go to. We're going to do you there. We're going to do a little rapid fire. You there. You there. But pushing there. Jack. Yeah. Jack in the Crack. Never been a fan of Jack in the Box. They do have some, like, I lived in LA for a while, and if you live in LA, like, it's impossible to miss Jack advertising between the radios, and the local marketing. Like, they own LA. And still, oh, thank you. Evening, Treba. But they're also, like, as a kid, my parents always put me off of Jack in the Box, too, because there was a big health scare with them when I was a kid about them undercooking their meat, which probably half of the places do. And so, yeah, I never had a good introduction to them to begin with, but yeah, I can live life without them. Jersey Mike's. I hear everyone tell me good things about Jersey Mike's. I have not been to a Jersey Mike's or had a Jersey Mike's sub. So, can appreciate, same thing here. Can appreciate they're probably great businesses that people love. Actually, we can go across all four of these here. I still don't know what the heck this is. I have no idea what this is. I don't recognize this logo. Zaxby's I know of. These are all decent businesses, I just haven't been to any of them. Jimmy John's. We're gonna give Jimmy John's a B? An A? Subway. If you asked me this 10 years ago, it definitely would be here. And if you asked me 10 years before that, it would probably be here or here. But, yeah. Popeyes. My problem with Popeyes is the food in the menu is decent for a fast food place, but their staffing and their service is always like, yeah. Where's KFC? KFC. Yeah, not quite. Maybe pushing down this way. Do we get into the big ones now? Let's go with McDonald's. I'm actually going to give a B to. Maybe pushing an A. Definitely not us. And again, this is another one that's right there with Popeyes, where menu, service are like two different worlds. There's a couple of McDonald's that I've been to that have had good service. But I think that's sort of a rarity. for now. I'll put El Pollo Loco here, but we're gonna have to do some more here with B column. I might have to reattack B column after this because Quiznos I'm gonna put in the C, pushing a B. Hardee's right there with Whataburger. Sonic, I'm actually going to go... Ooh, that means, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to reattack C here. We're going to have to see. Maybe we'll do that. And that. And then Steak and Shake is down here for how they treat their employees. Like, the food is not that bad at Steak and Shake. But they're a fast food place that has service running as tip servers. And so they're doing a lot of work as a tipped hourly employee that they're not getting near the amount of money that they would be as even just a normal full employee at other fast food places. So, for that, this is down, like, if I were to take that out of the equation, this would probably be a B. But because that's in there, it's down here with this company. What are we thinking here, chat? Who hates me now? Who's unsubbing and leaving? Let's see here. We got... Yeah, I'm sort of like... I'm almost tempted to throw these three all down here with Cinnabon. But that would make... Oh, no. No, that's right there, because Wendy's needs to be right here, too. Wendy's is right in that crowd, right there. Yeah, these two fit in right along with that, too. I mean, Hardee's is essentially Tim Hortons. Or at least was at one point. Yeah, Cosmic, I was saying that though, but do I rate DQ just on their ice cream? Or do I rate it on their food, which nowhere near what the ice cream is? If I were to rate DQ just on the fact of it being an ice cream shop, it would be light years ahead of these. It would probably be an A. And when it comes to these two, this one, they're like two different types of burgers to me. So it's like they're not even good competitors. In-N-Out fries are trash. Everyone knows that In-N-Out fries are trash. But their burgers are amazing. Their prices are great. Their shakes are great. It's a great operation. They treat their employees amazingly. Actually saying that and thinking about that almost makes me want to put Five Guys down lower. Because I look at Five Guys and they all just have rotating employee bases. Where In-N-Out, they have English classes to have clear order taking. They all have very standardized uniforms, whether you think they're hilarious or not. They're sort of hilarious. And they do everything from scratch. It's a great operation from start to bottom. And actually thinking about their product sourcing too, they're probably better than Five Guys too. But just going on the food, these are definitely... I really want to... Because I think about those things. Now, at the same time, Five Guys got a little bit of nostalgia. It reminds me a little bit more of my mom's like outdoor cooked burgers. They're a lot thicker. They got a little bit more heft to them. And they're better with their toppings. Like, there's options there. I don't necessarily love all the options that they do pre-made, but there's some better options there for what you're having on the burger. You have better bacon. I don't even know if In-N-Out... I don't think In-N-Out has any sort of bacon. But two different things in my mind. Both amazing burgers, though. I don't want to compare the burgers. They're different. I'm sort of wondering where Shake Shack is on this list. I would have to put Shake Shack down here. But knowing as much as I do about its owner and operator and everything I've read about it, I'd probably put it up here next to these. Just trying it. And it's absolutely intended to be from the way it's served to, Cosmic. Like, yes, it is absolutely a delicious mess. But, you know, the whole greasy bag of fries thing, too, is straight up, you know, you're not doing that you're not doing that on a first date sort of a thing. You're not doing that on that is definitely a grab and go somewhere and mow down in front of a computer or in your car or... I need some water. I'll be right back. Over here, Mr. Wiggles. Oh, hey, I didn't leave myself any water either. Actually, yeah. And for a lot of those things is why this one's up here. This one almost deserves to be... Yeah. People from Texas hate me right now. What else should we change here? I'm almost tempted to pull this one down here, too. Like, this is another one that is probably still in existence for me because of nostalgia of I've been to it maybe a handful of times since I was a kid. And yeah, I don't think the service was really all that great when I was a kid either. I just think I remember it more favorably. I don't go to Panda Express very often. That could maybe be up here. Arby's could maybe be in this department. Like, I almost want to add another category here and push. Yeah, so now we got yeah, because I sort of think Checkers is better than those. I almost want to put Sonic up there. Wendy's, the Frosties are saving you, Wendy's. Frosties are saving you that position right there. That you deserve to be with these three right down here. The Frosties are keeping you up here with those. But KFC goes down there. And hey, we've reached our proper curve. We've reached our proper curve. I think that's a good time to stop. So we're gonna... Sorry for the flashbang there. We're getting there. It'd be poofing. Messy first dates are a great tell. That's if you get through them. That said, I don't know how many messy first dates I've had. I've had plenty of first dates, but... Yeah, there's some here that I'm sort of, but I think we're good there. I think we're good with this. I'm surprised I didn't get anyone like, how can you do that? Well, we got a few. We have the DQ lovers in chat. We have Duncan DQ lovers. So of the Duncan and DQ lovers, what did I do wrong here? DQ, ice cream, yeah. Ice cream probably puts it in A territory, but you add that grill in. Duncan, you know what? Yeah, Duncan, we could maybe... Yeah, that's more, And also, I don't think Duncan's another one business. I don't think this business is near as good as it used to be. Like, when they were actually making their donuts. Like, ages ago. Decades ago. And their coffee, like... I said it earlier, the coffee is the draw for me too at this point, because the donuts are like, I remember loving their donuts as a kid, but I remember them being completely different from what you find in a Dunkin' Donuts today. Much more of a traditional, like, yeast raised donut. The ones that they have now are like foam. Which, that sort of gets me for a lot of things like that. Like, a lot of pastry and bread stuff nowadays, it just tastes like foam to me compared to what it used to. Especially even just, like, commercially made, like, baguettes. Like, you buy that generic, wanted to say Safeway, but generic grocery bread baguette. And it's got, like, it's got the rubber mat stuff in it. It tastes like foam. It's almost chewy compared to what it should be. And that definitely goes into donuts. Donuts are nowhere near to me, Dunkin' Donuts today are a lot closer to a packaged Edmonds donut than a yeast-raised donut in my mind. Like, they used to be like yeast-raised donuts and made in the store and all that good jazz. I mean, still they were using all sorts of colors and stuff, but that's completely different than, like I said, these, like, foam ones. Yeah. Where is Starbucks in this? That is a wonderful question. Where is Starbucks in this list? And we're including the food in that. If we're including the food in that, ooh. Oh. Because to begin with, their coffee in my mind does not match up to the level of even Dunkin' Donuts. Their coffee, I do not like their coffee at all. It is oily. It is burnt. Even I'll drink their light coffees, and they're still on the darker end for me. And the food is atrocious. I do not like Starbucks. The only thing that Starbucks has going for it is convenience. Yeah. Now, I don't do a lot of espresso and espresso-like drinks, so I don't know how I would assume probably higher price point, probably slightly better ingredients. They're mixed drinks or house-made drinks. I would not be surprised if they're better than Dunkin' and by some measure. Yeah, I was saying earlier about Panera. Panera, like, it is going down heavily too. But right when Panera like was booming for me, when I first heard about Panera, they were up there with at least the A-list, if not almost an S-tier product. Same thing with Chipotle, like when they first started out. Like, Panera and Chipotle are pretty good partners here. They both were all-star companies in my mind when they started out. They had a great, mentality towards their business and towards, like, Panera Cares and things that were going on with that. The whole spread and getting big just ruined them. So yeah, Starbucks. I'd probably put it next to Dunkin', but it'd be pushing towards a D where Dunkin's pushing upwards. Like, they're competing, but not very closely. Because I have not had, other than a yogurt cup, as far as food out of Starbucks, and I've actually tried a few things at Starbucks over the years, I don't want any of it. Their sandwiches are atrocious. They're disgusting. The only ones that I've seen have been like 90% bread. You open it up, it's like everything about their food is depressing to me. Yeah, let's pay $4 for a cupcake lollipop. Yeah, it's just like it's in my unknown category here because I don't think I've probably had their food at some point. I just don't remember. I have a horrible memory. And I feel sorry that they're even not above that horrible company. But like, if I had them, they'd probably be at least there. If they have a decent chicken, they'd probably be at least here on this list. Because already, Popeyes is probably making this jump up here. Oh, this actually sort of deserves to be down here, but mostly because I haven't seen them with a decent staff ever. They have a decent menu. Not that good? Maybe KFC level? That's an interesting one. I don't know if I've had enough chicken at Wendy's to compare these two. Yeah, that's not even a question in my mind. Like, KFC, their menu is like 90% like bowls and gimmick stuff these days. I wish KFC went back to the old, here's a bucket of chicken. It'd probably be a heck of a lot more successful as a business if they were just pumped. Look, then again, they don't even really care about America these days. They make all their money in Asia. They are hugely famous in China. Like, China eats KFC for Christmas. Those crunchy bits Popeyes puts in. Yeah, that's why, that's also why, Long John Silver's is not down here too. Is you gotta love the basket full of crunchy bits and the hush puppies and nostalgia is keeping that from being a failed business in my mind. Yeah, and that's what a lot of these are, is how they're... I was going into that pretty heavy between these two. In-N-Out is a much... Granted, they're a much larger... Well, I don't know how big they are in comparison anymore, but at least the number of employees in, say, California versus Five Guys versus In-N-Out, at least per store, is considerably. Yeah. Just a heck of a lot better business as far as they treat their employees. I'm sort of because of the number of employees they have in a store, how well they're treated individually. But Sonic is up there in the B. It's right there with Popeyes. I haven't done a lot of Sonic. I don't have, and so part of it is I love the whole old school diner nostalgia that some of them have, and their menu going back to the heritage and them having more complicated drinks than just Coke or Pepsi are all great things. But I don't know if I've had their food enough to really, compare it to really anything. This is one of the ones that I've had the least personal experience with. I'm giving it a pretty good rating for having... And I haven't been in a Boston market in probably a decade, so I have no idea what a modern Boston market is like. Actually, it's probably been... I don't think I've been to Boston Market since I was, in high school or barely out of high school. But when I was going to a local community college, this is one place that I used to go to more often. Because it was as far as fast food, at least at the time, it was a little bit healthier of an option as far as what they were giving you. Some sliced meat, gravy, some veg, and starch. It was a proper meal compared to... here's starch layered on starch, wrapped in starch, and then fried. Yeah. That's another one that could go on here that I'm not seeing here. I'm forgetting the name of it, too. Oh, honey baked ham. Honey baked ham would probably be in this list, too. I don't even know if they're still a business. Honey Baked Ham was a decent place that you can go and get yourself a nice croissant sandwich with a couple of sides. I feel like it was one of those businesses, I don't know if it's around or not anymore, that most people assumed was just, the only thing they sold were giant hams. But yeah. We're definitely poofing over here, by the way. This be growing. Our timer's up too, isn't it? Yeah, my timer's done. So why don't we go back to cooking? Let's go back to cooking. Put myself back in food and drink category here. Although the truth is, we're not going to be here, but we're going to be waiting on this again. So we're going back to our bread here, where I'm going to punch this down. Grab a pan, parchment, and I'm going to give this just a little bit of a fold here. Alright, so I'm going to go with that and allow this to do a second proof over here on my pan with parchment. I am going to stretch it out a little bit to get it a little bit more circular, maybe. I ruined that a bit by folding it, but I wanted to get the dry parts worked in a little bit more. Alright, I'll go with that. And we're going to brush this with water. They asking for water. 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 I wouldn't use my drinking glass for water if it wasn't for the fact that this is all going towards my belly. And it's also going to be baked in a very warm oven. So I don't think any of that's really a major health concern. But I would be concerned if it was happening in a restaurant. Oh, did I get rid of him? I must have ditched him. Well, that's a bummer. I thought I had a bunch of sesame seed. I must have tossed it. I'll have to live with using black sesame seeds. And so, for those that are unfamiliar with Muffuletta, I guess is maybe a little bit of a stretch to call it Cajun Creole. It is certainly a New Orleans recipe. It harkens from an actual deli in New Orleans of Italian descent. And so we have Italian veggies, Italian meats, Italian deli products here. But the bread is actually a little bit more local. It's like a cross between Italian and local. And so, I don't know, I guess Zeke's is going to have to... He wants a po' boy. Yeah, a good po' boy is not a bad thing. Again, I don't want to do seafood. I can't think of a po' boy that isn't like shrimp. Like I said earlier, and I've said several times in the stream, I'm not seafood. That said, I do love me some mud bugs. Some crawfish, crayfish, however you wish to pronounce them. Some baby lobsters. I do love me some crawfish etouffee, and I would love to do a crawfish po' boy. This is out here in California a little harder to come across, especially in the middle of winter. So that unfortunately is not happening this week, although that is something I would like to do. Chicken, wild game, beef. Yeah. Like, I don't think of po' boy and think chicken, beef of any sort of pork or ham. See, a lobster po' boy, it wouldn't be much of a po' boy, but... Well, it's Creole and Cajun, and for the record, anyone out there, I'm talking about them currently entirely as culinary terms. There is a lot of history in the U.S. in the South, and Cajun and Creole used to have different meanings to them than they typically do these days. And Creole is now regarded as sort of like fine dining, higher end style. But you'll note, most fine dining, higher end stuff has its roots in very poor, low end cuisine done in artsy-fartsy style. And so, Cajun today has much more of a, out in the woods feel, at least to me, rustic. Those roles used to be reversed. Exactly. Lot more. Well, there's a decent amount of French influence in both. It's just the Creole has a lot of African Spanish, Caribbean. Less Caribbean in my mind, but certainly Gulf Coast. I mean, it's right. New Orleans, right on the Gulf. You certainly have lots of shrimp available. Certainly have lots of mud bugs available. Which is sort of strange considering, like I've said before, as the crow flies, I'm like 30 minutes from the coast, 40 minutes from the coast. They're definitely not that close by road. But there's like no seafood. As much as you think of San Francisco and the seafood and the wharf and all that, it's all in San Francisco. And what's in San Francisco is largely marketing and tourist. It's certainly not as big of a seafood. Like you would think with the huge, Chinatown, Koreatown, Asian influences in all the California coastal cities, there will be a lot more seafood in the diet. And this is not. Petaluma, big city here in Sonoma. Like I used to go to their farmers market. I used to work at their farmers market, and the people that come in there. That city is, you look at their history and everything, that city is essentially like eggs and dairy. Like, it's all farmland people, it's all meat and potatoes food. It's sort of funny looking at the different farmers markets just in Sonoma County with all the different views. That they're all so different. And you can go out to the coast, you can go out to Point Reyes, and that's in LA, isn't it? Where am I thinking? Place where The Birds was filmed. It's a little coastal town here in Sonoma where they have like a couple of shops that have seafood. They certainly have fishermen going out on boats, but I don't think they have the traffic to have proper shops there for seafood, to have like an actual like seafood market. And they're certainly, they probably lost out all their traffic to San Francisco, where it's a lot more cost efficient to have everything all at once and all in one place, and where the market is and everything. Crawfish and crabs in cages, squirrels from trees, etc. Nice. And I'm certain that market is still recovering from, like, I know that people still won't eat Gulf seafood after the oil spills and stuff like that, even though it probably has no effect at this point. Saying that, they're talking about Japan's going to do another release of water. It's sort of... I've read about enough about nuclear, enough about that to know that the stuff that they're releasing probably not that big of a deal. But it's nuclear. And so everyone's like, ah! You don't think the oil spill is as bad as the fresh water released? Actually, you're confusing me on that. Is there an event that I didn't know about that was some weird water event? Talking about seafood and the scramble does. I swear the scramble is listening to us. Talking about seafood and look what comes up. It's the AI. I know they worry about that here in San Francisco being a huge thing if we ever get a major earthquake again. Like, they talk about the real thing being here in San Francisco not being necessary these days, especially with building codes being a lot better. I'm sure there would be, if there was a major earthquake, there would still be issues. But the real issue that they talk about being here in San Francisco is the fact that a major earthquake could cause either a massive surge of seawater to move into the freshwater or vice versa and ruin the ecological situation of the bay. And that could ruin farms, ruin properties all over the place. There's levees all over the place in Northern California, much like New Orleans. And yeah, they're just there's a bunch of levees just waiting for the right earthquake. I'm gonna have to look into that. See, I don't remember that. Nice tree. Welcome in, kind sir. I'm sort of thinking this needs a little more olive oil. I was expecting more moisture to be lost in that, but since it's pickled, it's probably given up most of its liquid. So I'm going to add a bit more olive oil in here. While I'm thinking about it, we'll do a little Italian herb mix in there too. Since it's But maybe sometime this spring or summer, I'm gonna have to maybe even special order some crawfish. We'll do a proper etouffee on stream. I'll probably forget, but I'd be happy if any of you remind me. Because that is something I would love doing if it was in season. And I can do shrimp etouffee. I even have shrimp. I've had frozen shrimp in my freezer for a minute now. Because technically I'm mildly allergic to it. So I've never really gotten a bad reaction off of it. It's just it's showing up in my blood test now, and so I'm like worried about it now. And again, I don't really trust... It's sort of weird, because I don't even really trust the blood test to begin with, because blood tests can be thrown off by what's in your system currently. Well, let's see what's going on here. What else we can chat about while we're waiting here. Oh, hey. Discord showed up right off. And there's Zeke's with his new desk setup. That is a mighty impressive setup there, Zeke's. I am envious of that. I wish I had a third screen with my setup. See if we got any other food picks that we haven't shown up. Ozzy was showing off the ingredient list on this. We were talking about that in the Discord. Sweet potato soup. Love me some couscous. I was looking at that on your main course the other night, Ozzy. I don't know if you're in here or not. But I like me some couscous. I should buy myself some more couscous to use that as a side sometime soon here. Root beer cake turned out. I don't know. I need to reapproach the crust. The crust was too thick on that. But the filling. The vanilla, like the clash of vanillas when I was saying... I would maybe toy around finding the right mix for this. But otherwise, talk about easy, talk about great. Decent meal, easy. Pizza. Bear. My pickled pig's feet cornbread. It really does look like it needs to be like a holiday Christmas thing, because the speckled jalapeno in there shows up much better in person than it does in these photos. It was very much a green and red cornbread. I was saying also, you could, if you don't like the jalapeno, you could do green onion in that too, and have a great green and red dish there. And yeah, we're getting pretty far back there. What we got going on in the vote here? Everyone's still going, yeah, it looks like it's going to be orange soda on Wednesday. Don't know if everyone's... Seems like we're not huge fans of candied pecans here in chat. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we've got some people voting in here. This is nice. We need more people voting in here for ingredients. We need people voting over here, not just up there. Because if you notice, these are all 2s and 3s. We need 4s, 5s, and 6s. And pick the favorite ones rather than the ones that are at the top of the list here. Actually, we can get rid of these two. These have already been selected. That pulls us up relatively recent. Like, if they're older than 6 months, like, I forgot that I put Mountain Dew on the list. Oh, Thousand Island, I remember that one. Oh. Can you even buy Ritz crackers anymore? Do they still sell Ritz crackers? Like, I know they sell soup crackers. I'm sure they still sell them for restaurants, but... Oh! I'm gonna have to double check. That one's there here already. Okay. So I just used it in a stream, it wasn't. Oh, no worries. I would have deleted it for you. But yeah, impressive setup there, Zeke. I do that for I delete things for people in this other channel here too. We get a lot of chat and memes, and I delete that after it gets a little too far, just so we have only memes up here. Not now, Jack. That makes it even cooler, Zeeks. Because, like I was saying, I know you've told me that already and I've forgotten, but yeah, I love my sort of stand desk. And I sort of wish that I could... I keep dreaming of attaching a motor to the thing myself. I gotta look out there, actually, but there's probably someone selling an adaptation set that you can use for things, but it's already set up with a nice 2 poles on either side. I would just need to set up the gimbaling to move it up and down. The wire attachment. Oh, that would matter too, though. My cabling in the other room is a mess. I just gave up at some point, and they're just all strung across the back of the wall between the TV that I basically never use, the network equipment, and my computer. They're just all back there. I should probably put up something to hide them or something. Like, I could probably pretty easily put up a piece of cloth or something to hide a good portion of it. Dude, I just don't care. And that's even with me. Yeah, I've done some management. Like, I've got zip ties and those sticky things on the underside of my desk, and I've got zip ties in other places. And so they're they're still routed through zip ties, but they're just hanging wires through zip ties. It's actually the same thing for this computer in front of me here. I've got wires going from the computer in the corner down over here to up onto the rack back there and across and coming back forward to connect up to Mr. Wiggles. And they're just all attached to my wire racks. Oh, yeah, the whole bending. I didn't like that. I don't like the little green line at the top of my camera here. Right there. I'm trying to get rid of that green line right now. Oh, I can move that up. That. Can I just do that? No. Come on, camera. Work with me. We want that lock. We want that lock. Fine, I'll do it with the keyboard. There. So much better. I know that took me like 5 minutes, but... And they're still not lined up perfectly, but... It's better. I don't have to see that green line. Oh yeah, Zeke's doing the whole above your head thing. Yeah, that drives this shoulder gives me. Sorry for bumping the mic. This shoulder gives me some issues, and so especially up like that, my neck doesn't quite work good anymore. I don't know if it's too much time like this, or if it's been too much jerking or something I've done to it over the years, or the fact that I tend to lean with my head forward all the time for some stupid reason. Like I'm in a race car or something, it's going to make me go faster. You see the car drivers, and they're like trying to go faster. That's like me in regular life. we're almost there with this. We can probably start preheating our oven. We're going all the way up to 425 tonight for this. This is a high heat bake for our bread. Normally I do 400. Oh, they drop it down to 400 too. And ooh, they got a finished temp for the bread too. This is a decent recipe. Let's pull out all of our lovely meats for tonight, which I just bought all prepackaged. Don't pull. Please don't pull. Nope, don't need that. So going on this lovely sandwich tonight, we have Swiss cheese, we have provolone, we've got bologna, or more fancy term for it, I forget, mortadella. Traditionally mortadella. And then we've got... Can I open this without opening it? How does this thing open? Oh, down here. It's one of those open here things that doesn't want to open. I don't have fingertips. Like, they unsealed it. They only unsealed. Like, it's sealed to the corner to there. Anyways, to go with our two types of cheese, we have ham and bologna and salami. Both Italian, but we have peppered and Italian, straight, dry. So, peppered salami. I'll keep this package because we're not going through all this salami in this. Just like I did with bologna, we're not going through all that bologna probably. But I'll use up all that ham and maybe all that cheese? I bought the cheese just for this, so... That's a lot of cheese just for... Then we have our less peppered. There's still pepper on there, but less peppered salami. No one saw that. Am I going to fit all of that onto that? Just be poofing nicely. I don't know how well it comes across on camera. Probably a bit better on the main cam than looking down, but when I first rolled this out, it started proofing around the edges considerably more. You can still see a bit more poof, like there. The center is starting to catch up now. Excuse me. I'm thinking with this temp, well, there isn't a ton of moisture in this dough. This is actually a little bit of a drier of a bread dough. But 425 makes me think they're trying to create a bunch of steam. Most of the versions of this bread, although typically a bit rounder, I sort of messed that up. I was looking pretty round when I pulled it out of the bowl. I shouldn't have folded it. I should have just rolled it flat. But regardless, I think I nailed about the height of this, because already we're pretty close to the height that I expect this loaf to be. I don't expect it to be a high riser. But with the high heat, it makes me... It's been a pretty good recipe so far, so I'm hoping it's going to turn out great. Hey, Osmore! Speaking of that, I think I'm going to throw that in there as soon as that oven's ready, although it said to proof it a bit longer than this. We're getting there in time. Like, this is probably proofed enough now. Okay. overall, I think I've matched the time. I think I maybe let it proof a little bit too long when I was doing the tier list earlier. For anyone just joining in, we have any strong opinions as to my tier list for the evening? Let's see. What's everyone think? It's joined in since I did this earlier. You're surprised McDonald's is... Hey, fries, chicken McNuggies, quarter pounders. They're all decent products. And actually, even though I've had some bad service from McDonald's, I've never had bad service in McDonald's compared to the bad service that I've had at Popeyes that's pulling it down there. I've never had bad service in McDonald's like I have at KFC that's pulling it down there. I've had waits. I've had questionably argumentative employees. But as far as like not doing their job, not like it seems to be mostly baked in that they can't mess up their job. I'm still not sure what this is down here in the bottom corner. This could be something that I have been to and just don't recognize the logo to. But I have no idea what this is. It doesn't say anything. Like I can hover over it, doesn't change. I'm supposed to be able to recognize it by that logo and I don't, so... And that goes for... Well, all of these I know exist. Other than this one. I don't know about this one. I just haven't been to them. But that's what I spent most of the time proofing this on. But our oven's up to temp now. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the oven now. Our sesame speckled muffuletta loaf. I'm sort of rushing this dish. I'm sort of pushing it as far as time with this list, even with, you know, spending the time to allow the bread to proof here on stream. Because two things about this dish. One, this can marinate much longer. You can let this hang out for a couple days before you get into it, if not at least overnight. And the flavors are just going to meld. It's going to come together better. And also to go with that, once it's a final dish, I'm going to eat this for dinner tonight. I'm going to cut this up and eat a sandwich for dinner tonight. But this is typically a pressed sandwich. And so this is a sandwich you would see a deli make a day ahead and have it prepped and ready for quick lunch service, because it can be they can press it, let it press, and then leave it in the display refrigerator like into the morning sort of a thing, and then cut them to order or pre-cut them and have them pressed. And so this is also typically a pre-made dish. It's not one that you're going to get a lot of, oh, I want a muffuletta but without the olive salad on it, or because it's pressed, it's already made, it's already there, it's already ready to go. However, apparently it's now a thing where people grill this sandwich or heat this sandwich, which us Americans do love our melty cheese. So I can sort of see that. But Yeah. Welcome back, I Do Work. How you doing this evening? How long am I baking this? I know I'm baking this for at least 10 minutes to start here. Because that's our first... I'll give this another 8. After we get the initial 10-minute bake in there, we're going to drop this down to 400 and finish the bake on it. But basically, we're doing a pretty simple sandwich tonight. We're just waiting on bread. Nice. That's always fun when you're when you need to go to bed and you're like, your body's like, no, stay up. Watch this random dude cook things in his kitchen. Watch this dude wait. Watch this guy wait on his food to cook. But I do hate that. I hate that whole mind racing thing. You can't go to sleep. That happened to me a couple of weeks ago, actually. Going back to Zeke's, you do love a flame-broiled burger. I do love a flame-broiled burger, which is probably a little bit of more of a benefit there for Five Guys, too. Actually using a grill. And the whole Burger King thing, even though... Is that really flame... I guess it's flame grilled, yeah. But is that really grilled? Actually, you might be right about that one. Because it's usually you eat food and then you fall asleep. And so thinking about it probably, it gets your body, like, wanting to do things. Gosh, man. You like the messy experience for the first date? I am, sir. We have bread in the oven. It's only been in there a little over 5 minutes. We basically showed up right as I was putting it in, or just after I put it in there. Trying to think of some of my first dates back, and I can't think of any of them that were like that type of a, like greasy bag of fries, type food. Which Five Guys I mean, it's a burger and fries, but they very much are trying to be that, like, just absolutely crave it. Not just saying they're necessarily successful at it. I think In-N-Out is much more craveable. Craveability. You guys get dates? Yeah, only with ugly fat women, though. No. That was incredibly rude. Although, judging by the answers I've gotten from other people, that's all I deserve, apparently. That awkward laugh is, the last couple of years, COVID and all, have not been fun. Especially where I'm certain it's much more lively and much more of event town in other places. Like, nightlife here, I don't think has really returned. But yeah, even though, like, it just really hasn't. I don't think it's really returned here. Even though we have all the microbreweries, we have all the. I'm sure the vineyards seem to be doing a pretty good job on returning, but vineyards and wine tasting has always been like a daytime thing too, and can be very much. A lot of them have outdoor tasting spaces, and so yeah. But at the same time, I've seen at least 3 microbreweries close since COVID. And there's probably been a lot more in the county, but just that I see driving around. And I don't see anything coming to replace them. I don't see those places being filled. I saw several bars in the place change hands. I haven't seen the new places really pick up after they changed hands. Like, about the only place that I can see having people normally around me is the local dive bar. That was our timer to drop the temperature down. So we're dropping the temp on the oven from 425 to 400 now. And we're going to give that another 15 minutes. I'm going to give it 12 and look at it. You got to have standards, basically. I mean, and being pretty or ugly, that's entirely in the person's, the individual's view. It's a little, it's all culture. It's all what you're growing up with. It's all what you're at, like. I think I'm pretty fat. I'm certainly not the skinniest I have been in life. I've never been a skinny person, though. I've always been rough, like I've never been a skinny person. But I was certainly more fit and much more active when I was running my business and jumping in out of a trailer, 20 times a day, and on top of working and setting everything up, breaking it all down, cooking, and then cooking for myself sometimes afterward. It's hilarious. There's an ongoing meme on Reddit where people post their dinners as chefs or as people who work in the industry, because it's always the comment, "Oh, you're a chef, you must eat so well." And then people show, their like meal after working 12 hours in a restaurant. It's like the quickest and easiest thing they could throw together. It's really how it is. Now sometimes I'm like struggling with just handling life these days, and it should not be that way. I need to get better. I also think, and it probably works in the stream a little bit too, that I subconsciously I think I push people away. But I'm also not the type to be, like, I'm not very superficial in what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a woman. I want someone to chat with. I'm not a chatter. I'm not looking to have conversations. But the conversations I want to have actual conversations with someone that I click with. And that, to me, is at least as important, if not more important, than appearance. I'm horrible at that too, Cosmic. Yeah. I'm horrible at letting the ones that aren't going to work out down. That this ain't going to work. It usually ends up being some either very awkward, blunt statement, or they just get ghosted, which is not a common thing, but has happened in my past. That's nice of you, basically. And since they gave me a temperature to check for in my bread, it's much higher than I actually think of you cooking bread to. I should probably look this up before I say it, but I think of like 170. 190, okay. So this is even over that, but... But I'll pull out a thermometer since they have a temperature for me to check for. Plastics actually bubbled there. Got it a little too warm, I think. These things are great for picking stuff up, but sometimes they need a little elbow grease behind them. Yeah, there's... Maybe it's dirt? There's no L. Yeah, you got me thinking the scramble now. Citrus, nice. Nice. I was sitting there thinking circuit and trying to think of words close to circuit. I knew circuit was not a food word, so I probably didn't have it in the dictionary, but it didn't have two C's, but didn't have two I's either. Maybe it isn't AI, because, I mean, we haven't been talking about citrus. I say this knowing that it's a simple little script running in my bot, but it's hilarious how close some of the words are to what I'm actually working on at the time. Hey, Mind Disease, welcome in. Got 2 minutes here until our first check on our bread. Is the ambient actually 87 in here? Wow. Can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen. It's winter out there. It's dark and rainy and gloomy. What is in the bowl? This is my olive salad for tonight's dinner, for tonight's sandwich. We have a combination of carrots, celery, and cauliflower that were pickled in a jardiniere. I pre-bought that and just chopped them up. There's a jar of olives in here that I chopped up. And there's a sweet onion in here that I chopped up. There's a little bit of Italian seasoning mix and a bunch of olive oil. And so it's sort of an Italian veggie olive mix that will be going on the base of our bread. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And so that's what that is. To go along with that, for anyone that's joining in, we're doing a Muffuletta Sandwich tonight. I've made the bread. We're almost there with our bread. Our bread's going to be done here in another 15 seconds. But we're layering all of this loveliness over here also on that bread. Just take a look. I'm going to attempt that. Well, that's done. Let's see how much over I am. They asked for 200. Maybe 210-ish once that's done. You're looking at that blinking number there. So now we get to wait for that to cool a little bit. Oh, no, that's a scramble. That's a proper scramble word. Like, that's a proper one for even the pros in chat. There's no S's in there. No S's. No, there's only one. There's only one I. Can't do that. No M. I'm lost. I don't know that one. I'm gonna feel like an idiot when it tells me it's something that I know. Charcuterie. Lovely guess. Nice, Cosmic. And yeah, I should have been able to guess that one. And it is sort of French. Though actually, if you tell me charcuterie, I think American names when it comes to chefs. It's probably just because I'm not familiar enough with French chefs, but yeah, I think. Well, actually, this is what I think when I think charcuterie. I think. Where is my charcuterie book? There it is. I think Brian Polson, and I think several of the chefs at my college. Apparently, coochie is inappropriate. I'm sorry if it's inappropriate. Have a great night, basically, I do work. Thank you for stopping in and giving everyone a follow. Thanks for the love. Uh-oh. Touched it and it deflated a little bit, but... We're getting close here. I just have to wait for that bread to cool down enough that I can break into it, and we'll make our sandwich here. Ooh, it's a little softer than I anticipated. Even with all that kneading I did. I'm trapping some bubbles in there. Show everyone the bottom here for our bread. The thing I'm sort of wondering is I don't have a flat top to do this well. Like, I've got my cast iron flat top that I can use for that, but this is a little large for that. But I am sort of tempted to like toast the bread for this dish. Just because toasted bread's always better, I know. Change surfaces here, so it has to warm up the board and then it has to warm up the counter. Alright, let's give this a chop. Big reveal time. Yeah, there'd be some bubbles in that, but still pretty tight for as soft of a bread this is. That's a pretty tight crumb. Pretty tight crumb. I'm debating whether I want to build this on the top or I think I'm going to build this on the bottom. Ah, potato stuffing. So we'll add our jardiniere or our olive salad to the bottom half here. And I was worried if I was going to have enough. And this, like some subs where they squirt some Italian dressing on the bread. I've done that before in my muffulettas too, but it's not really traditional. This is where that flavor comes from. Actually, this is probably the closest I've done to making an authentic olive salad for my muffulettas in the past. Muffuletta was one of my favorite sandwiches to make when I was working, because it was one of those dishes that you can do and then cut up and eat throughout the week and just leave it in the fridge. It's a great lunch sandwich for that same reason. And we're going to go in on our cheese. That still leaves me with 2, but I don't. We got lots of other cheese to put on here still, so. Provolone wants to all stick to itself. It is nice and thin sliced though, which is why it's sticking. Like, this is some of the thinnest provolone I think I've ever bought in a package. Yeah. One more. But the plastic skin's the best part. I'm going through more of this bologna than I anticipated. Ham. I think this ham is sliced thicker than the provolone was. Our plain dry salami, which still has pepper in it. Now, peppered salami. And that be it for our sandwich, folks. No lettuce, no mayo, no mustard, no... And then, as I said, this is a pressed sandwich, so traditionally, at this point, you've made this giant sandwich, which is now like 5 portions in my mind. And you put a plate on top of it, or some pan on top of it, and some weight, and you press the whole thing. And that's going to allow those lovely juices from that olive salad to press into the bottom. Maybe you do it on both sides. But that be our sandwich tonight, folks. I'm debating if I take a photo with it whole. Let's take a photo with it whole first. I mean, this is the first time I've tried to make muffuletta bread. Sorry, bumped the mic there with the knife. Yeah, Pac-Man. I'm wondering how this is going to be best shown to chat. That's a little small. I'm actually going to probably cut this in half, but I'm going to show it as whole. So there you go, chat. No, there you go, chat. View of all that deliciousness on that. But I think that's going to call it for us here tonight. Did I finish my playlist? I finished the playlist. That means we're an almost 4-hour stream tonight. Nice. We'll restart that here just to finish things up here. It certainly wasn't working hard. I mean, good 2 hours of that stream was us just chatting here waiting on bread. Greatly appreciate everyone joining in for the Creole and Cajun Foods week here. Like I said, this may be slight stretched for that, but we're going to do jambalaya, and if chat reminds me, we'll do crawfish in the spring, summer. Let's see if there's anyone out here we can share the love with tonight. Sounds like a good one, Seeks. We can do that. I am not familiar with them. Be happy to rate them, though. There we go. Thank you all for joining in tonight. This afternoon? I guess it's evening now. Oh, not even quite evening now. This afternoon. Gonna be back here Tuesday. And we're gonna be doing more Cajun and Creole. We're gonna be doing proper jambalaya, chicken and sausage jambalaya. Wednesday, we're probably going to be doing orange soda unless we get an army of people into changing the vote in the Discord. Thank you so much for joining me tonight one last time. Hope to see you back here soon. Good night.